Welcome into the best bets for UFC Vegas 57, which goes down on Saturday inside the UFC Apex there in Las Vegas. Myself and the fighter, Pete Rogers Jr., we're going to give you our best bets for the fight card. Of course, we are sponsored by BetMGM. Going to talk about the special they have going on for you with the NHL Stanley Cup that you're going to have to take advantage of this offer that BetMGM has for you. Pete, we've moved right along. Got to get back on the winning side of things as unfortunately for both of us last week, we both like Joe Lazone. Of course, that fight never happens. And you get me on Jeremiah Wells, man. Truth. You know, you just don't see Court McGee get flatlined like that. And but let's we're right back on the train, get right back into it. I'm gonna throw it over to you with what you like for your money line play here.
Yeah, so another exciting card, and a fighter that I like to target, especially every time that he fights. I love to watch him. It's going to be Chris Curtis sitting there at minus 130, and I think that his path to victory is obviously to defend the takedown and make Rodolfo Vieira stand up, drain that gas tank, and the later this fight goes, try to get a TKO or KO. And I think that's definitely plausible, but I'd much rather just play the money line and Chris Curtis in case the Rodolfo Vieira is a little too tough and ends up lasting the full 15 minutes. I honestly think that Chris Curtis can do enough. Keep it on the feet, avoid that dangerous submission attack from Rodolfo Vieira, and I really like him. You know, a lot of people are really starting to see the skill set that Chris Curtis has and that we've all been accustomed to for years and years outside the UFC, picking up back-to-back wins over Phil Hawes and Brendan Allen. Both finishes, in fact. So I really like Chris Curtis here at the money line minus 130.
The only thing that concerns me about this matchup is, you know, when you think about when Chris Curtis could struggle is if someone's able to utilize that grappling. Of course, we all know the grappling abilities that Rodolfo Vieira has, but we've seen that gas tank wear down on him. I think that as the fight goes later on, I do like Chris Curtis in the matchup, but I think it definitely is advantage Chris Curtis as the fight goes on. I'm going to go to a fight early on the card in the 135-pound division. Give me Mario Bautista minus 165, taking on Brian Kelleher. Brian Kelleher has passed couple fights have been at 145 pounds, now taken down here. I like Mario Bautista, particularly with what he can do on the feet. Give me Mario Bautista minus 165.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a close fight, and I think the line is pretty accurate, to be honest. Kelleher has that crazy pop for the division. It's just how does he handle the weight cut again, back down in the division where guys are extremely quick, and Mario Bautista is skilled. Picked up a decisive win over Jay Perrin. And then, you know, outside the Trevin Jones knockout defeat, like he's been really solid. Win over Miles Johns and Jin Susan. So I think Mario Bautista is a well-rounded mixed martial artist, and this should be a competitive fight on the feet. And I think it's an accurate line, so I don't hate the value there at all.
As we turn our attentions over to our three-fighter prop plays, two of the three fighters we've already talked about, that being Mario Bautista and Chris Curtis. The third guy I'm going to throw in my parlay. And look, we may have to sweat this one out a little bit because I think the likelihood this fight's going to go 15 minutes. I like Thiago Moses going up against Christos Giagos. I mean, look, it's Christos Giagos to me, best path is going to be potentially getting a submission, but I think Thiago Moses will be able to fend off all that. I expect that he's going to win by decision, but I do like Thiago Moses, Chris Curtis, Mario Bautista as my three-fighter parlay. You can get that at plus 289 over at BetMGM.
Jason's always having these awesome odds. For me, I'm going to go with Umar Nurmagomedov, Shavkat Rakhmonov, and the third fighter is going to be Chris Curtis. So my parlay is a little bit safer, although I do think that the Nurmagomedov line is quite wide. That parlay sits at plus 143. So if I'm able to get plus money on two of the biggest favorites on the card and just adding in another fighter that I'm pretty comfortable in a competitive matchup, I'm fine with it. So plus 143 for my parlay, and I honestly can't wait for that Umar Nurmagomedov. I just love the way that he kicks. He kicks so well, and you know I'm a big kicker, so I love his skill set definitely.
Yeah, I mean, when you talk about the fighters who are underneath of Khabib Nurmagomedov, and obviously a lot of everyone's going to look at Islam Makhachev, but Umar Nurmagomedov to me is the guy to watch. I do think that line is a little wide, but yep. I agree with you. He should win, and I like Rakhmonov there in the co-main event, taking on Neil Magny. Of course, this is the best bets for UFC Vegas 57, and we are sponsored by BetMGM, where bet $10, win $200 if any team scores a goal between the Lightning and the Avalanche. I think you know who I'm going for. Wager must be a pregame moneyline bet. Click the link in the video description below or use promo code OSMMA to claim your $200 now. Turn big plays into paydays with BetMGM. Join the king of sportsbooks. Hopefully it's kind of like a Monday night and a nice victory for my Lightning. It's a lot better than watching what I watched on Saturday night as I was watching the game plus watching the fights. Now let's turn our attention over to our prop bet, and I'm going to go with the main event. I mean, look, I think the main event's a highly competitive fight between two top 15 lightweights. I think this fight's going to go to decision. That's why I like Arman Tsarukyan via decision plus 165.
Yeah, I really like that. I think it's a very, very talented fight. Mateusz Gamrot and Arman Tsarukyan, two of the best guys within the 155-pound weight class, and I just can't wait to see them test each other in all areas of the fight game. So I love the value on that. For me, my prop bet's going to be targeting an extremely volatile matchup where I have little to no trust on either side of it. I don't trust Josh Parisian, and I definitely do not trust Baudot. Although Baudot did look improved in his last bout against Parker Porter, I'm just not trusting the durability of either one of these guys. I think that their gas tanks are questionable and their skill sets and the technical defenses, like they're both defensive liabilities, and I worry about them getting rocked and finished. So I'm going to be targeting that under 2.5. It sits about minus 140. And I think you just sit back and it's a violence play. Let the violence ensue. And as long as you target that, you don't have to really pick a side. So I'm fine with that. I don't think it's going to go the distance.
Yeah, I love that prop bet that you mentioned there. Volatility, I think, is a great word. I mean, it's pretty much it's a pick 'em fight between these two guys. But yeah, I do like that under 2.5 rounds there as well. Of course, we appreciate everyone. Check it out. The best for UFC Vegas 57. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button. Of course, subscribe to Odd Shopper right here on YouTube. Hit that notification bell so you know when a new video has been posted here on the channel. Appreciate taking time out of your day to check out myself and the fighter Pete Rogers Jr. And we look forward to seeing these fights on Saturday, UFC Vegas 57.